What up, though, YouTube? Welcome back to another Evolve and Egg reaction, and welcome if it's your first time to the Evolution. That's the name of the people that support me, but also a reminder to grow, to change, so
Keep evolving.
no matter what's going on in this life. As you can see, we got this In Rainbows Radiohead album. I did a reaction to OK Computer. My only warning is that if you want to check that out, I didn't realize that you're supposed to listen to the music first in the reaction, then go to the annotations and say your opinions and stuff. I was like thinking about it too hard and pausing throughout, so I apologize for that if you end up seeing that. This one will be different. This one will play the songs all the way through. We'll only stop it if something important happens or I really need to say something. And then we'll look at the I got Genius pulled up. Kind of can't see it, but just know Genius is pulled up with the lyrics. And just know I'm going to go through each song annotation after, and we'll kind of figure out what's going on here. Since it's been out for a while, there will actually be annotations. So if there's anything that I didn't catch while I'm listening to it, I'll catch it then. But without further ado, let's do it. It's first one's 15 step. This is tough. Holy shit. I don't know what I was expecting there too, but not that. That was pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy, but really cool. That was like a whole journey. Like, there were so many sections of this record that I was like, whoa. It was like listening to like a record transform in front of me. It's like listening to like that shows like a movie. But let's see what's going on here. Within the lyrics on a deeper level, so we know what's going on here. It did sound like he was speaking to someone, but I know that the annotations will tell us exactly what's going on. So we'll do that after each song. If you don't want to hear this part, if you don't want to hear my opinion on it, or you don't want to hear about the about or see me, understand it deeper, you just want to see the pure reaction, you're more than welcome to skip it. But if you do want to chill, I rock with you. But the opening track in Rainbows builds from an electronic beat to a full band number with the warm guitar tones and propelling bass. Yeah, this show's sick. Lyrically, it's a song about love and betrayal, as well as the repetition of failed pursuits. In interviews, Tom York has described the song in Rainbows to be related to that anonymous fear thing, sitting in traffic thinking, I'm sure I'm supposed to be doing something else, about the effing panic of realizing you're about to, and that anytime soon I could possibly have a blank, and I could be gone for a run. I don't want to be saying nothing too crazy on here. I don't want to be triggering or saying nothing too crazy, so I'll blank out certain words, but you can kind of figure out what's going on there. These themes are heavily present in the album's opening track, contrasting a lack of progress in one's ambition with blank ticking clock inevitably being ushered in one by one to us all. To convey the aforementioned feeling of panic and dread, the song is written in 5/4 time signature that makes it impossible for the listener to move to the song any slower than the beat itself. Yeah, it was definitely like it pulls you. Like a 4x4 song, which is like the regular time signature, would allow. This forces the listener to embrace the tempo and the feeling of the song. Yeah, for sure. It's not like a song that made me want to dance or anything, but it was like interesting, and really good. Yeah, and that was what I liked about OK Computer too. Just like that level of consciousness. That's something I always appreciate with like any rapper, any singer, any type of album project. When there's like concepts there, there's something deeper than what you would think is there on the surface. I really respect that. Really cool. Let's go on to the next one. This next one's Body Snatchers.
I do not understand what it is. I don't run before the holes. Check for holes. Blink your eyes. Won't forget to
That was wild. Another epic one, but I was like, first I wasn't sure how I felt because I was just listening and I was like, I don't know. I just didn't know yet. Then that second half came in, which y'all will see if you watch back. Where the second part kicks in and the beat changes a little bit. From then on, I started rocking with it. And then I was looking at the lyrics. It looked like a darker tone one. But I really like the second half of the beat on, and then I like his vocal performance a lot. However, we got to see what's going on here because this one seemed a little darker. But let's see. According to the New York Times, York's inspiration for Body Snatchers includes Victorian ghost stories. See? What'd I say? I'm crying. The Stepford wives and a feeling of your physical consciousness trapped without being able to connect fully with anything else. That's like the concept of Get Out, literally, which is crazy because like I'm positive this is way before Get Out. This album is way before Get Out, but that's crazy. It is a narrative about monotonous, boring lives where one doesn't feel comfortable with oneself and hiding one's true self, right? Like not living to your fullest authenticity. More specifically, it refers to living a fake life, acting like someone else, and feeling dead due to it. That's real. That's something that like a lot of people gotta wrestle with. Not living the life that they feel like they want to, or feeling pressured by whoever, whether it's parents or people around them or whatever it is that makes them feel like play it safe or do whatever the safe thing is, or do whatever everybody else is doing, whatever somebody else wants to do versus what you want to do. And that definitely feels like that leads to emptiness inside. That's one thing that I really rebel against. Like maybe that's like me being hard-headed too, but like I refuse to do anything that people just want me to do unless I really feel like I should do it or I feel called to it. But also maybe that's good. Maybe that's just self-preservation. But yeah, I like that. I like that concept. I actually thought it was a little more darker than that, but it's more of a thing to be aware of. But yeah, I rock with that from that perspective. Let's go on to the next record. This next record is called Nude. Hey, yo! Ooh, okay, hold on. This beat got me doing any dance. By the way, I know I'm joking, but this is really pretty. Hey.
Don't get any big ideas.
Yeah.
They're not gonna happen.
Wow, gorgeous. That one. I got a thumbs up. That one. That one is actually one I would come back and listen to. If you're new here, you wouldn't know, but I'm more of like a hip hop R&B type of person. So when I listen to these albums, it's not like I can critique it or anything because I don't really know too much about the genre. I'm just interested in expanding outside of my box. So a lot of times I'll listen to songs, and even though I can see what's good about it and I can give it its respect, it wouldn't go necessarily in my playlist because of what I tend to listen to. But that one, yeah, that one's really good. Let's look at the about and see what's here. We got a whole essay, so let's see what this one's about. The lyrics seem pretty simple, but let's see. Originally written and recorded during the OK Computer era, the song was often played live and became a hardcore fan favorite. I can see that. It just sounds good. It had the working title, Failure to Receive Repayment Will Put Your House at Risk. Yeah. Although most knew it as Big Ideas / Don't Get Any. That's interesting. That's the original names. The band worked on it during the next decade, but it was never satisfied with the result. Renamed it Nude. It was finally released on In Rainbows in '07 with a different arrangement. And then the next year, it became the second single off the album. Producer Nigel Godrich claimed the new bass line composed by Colin Greenwood restructured the song. The bass transformed it from something very straight into something that had much more of a rhythmic flow. Yeah, the bass is nice. Songs have a kind of window where they feel most alive, and you have to capture it. Nude missed this window. And it took a lot of reinvention to bring it back to a place where we could recapture it again in a way that it resonated for the people playing it. It was essentially the same song. Nothing had really changed. What has changed are the people playing it. Damn. The song describes the consequences of a world where only one idea is shared by everyone. If one has an idea that is different from the generally accepted one and could benefit the world one way or another, it would be kept away from the public. Damn. That sounds like a horrible world to live. That sounds like a controlled world. But it sounds pretty. I also relate to what they're saying too as an artist. I've been making music since I was 14. I'm 29 now. Almost at 28, but my birthday just passed like a couple of days ago. And that's one thing that I definitely relate to, like making songs that you never finish, and then you may come back to it a while later, and it's like you cannot recapture the feeling. Like one thing I do now is when I make a song, I make sure I get everything right before I move on to the next song, because otherwise I would have this like unfinished thing that maybe I want to finish, but I just can't go back to that place when I made it. So I try to do everything, then go on to the next. I relate to that feeling, but I'm glad they were able to remake it to where it's good. I definitely enjoyed it, so I hope that Radiohead fans enjoyed it, but this is a respected album, so I'm sure they did. Let's go on to the next record, though. This next record is Weird Fishes / Arpeggi, or Arpeggi. that way.
Over by the worms and wet fishes, wet fishes, wet fishes.
Be clear. That one was sonically really good. I had trouble like trying to see what he was saying. So for this one, I'm gonna go through a couple of the lyrics just to see what he was saying. So in the first half, the first verse, this could be seen as a reference to one's character's self-esteem, not necessarily a literal ocean being at a personal low, feeling life has no purpose until something comes along and sparks your interest. The eyes could be a metaphor for anything that has such a property of inciting interest. In this case, seduction. And then let's see. Could be the speaker's thoughts to themselves, possibly in depression. In depression, they seem to be stricken with blank thoughts and begin to wonder what the point is in living. Damn. And then let's see. In the next part, it says that in this piece, the narrator stands in the depth of greatness and sadness. The ocean, a metaphor for his subconscious, until he's seduced by a new loved one. He questions why he would ever choose to remain depressed. Follows the love. Wait, my bad. Follows his love no matter the risk. Word. Okay. Interesting. And then I was confused at the part where he said I got eaten by worms, so let's see what that is. It's quite obvious that this has happened to him many times before, so much now that he's accepted the conclusion to his illusion. There's a direct link between this bit and a previous bit and the true driving force behind York's character action is hope. Hope that this time his seduction would be more than an illusion, that it would be a real relationship, but again he falls back into his depths, picked over by worms and weird fishes. Everything that surrounds depression and failure. It's very sad the way he depicts it. Okay, so it's like a metaphoric about depression, and then the last part, I hit the bottom. Acceptance of failure, but willingness to try again, and the hope that someday he'll take the jump and succeed at love. But as long as you follow the eyes, not the heart, you'll never succeed. Damn. This also mean the character has found a solace and has come to grips with reality, so much that in his full state of consciousness, escaped from the illusion that drove him over the edge. The entire song is a continuous process of falling into the curse of seduction and separating fiction from reality. Everyone leaves if they get the chance. It's a clear indication of taking that step and that risk to fall in love, but you'll always be picked over by worms and weird fishes when you look for love all in the wrong places. I mean, yeah. And this picking over can lead back to depression, or you can embrace it and emancipate yourself, like the song suggests. Wow. Okay, word. A deeper one than I was thinking, but I was like, I don't know what they're saying, and the about didn't go deeper into it enough. But interesting, definitely interesting how he speaks about love and depression, overcoming or not overcoming even. Definitely things that people relate to, but it's interesting the way he went about it. But let's go into this next one. This next one's All I Need. Of course, like right when I ended my stream for like 2 seconds. And of course, like the moment I ended my stream, when somebody from my chat entered. I hate that just happened. However, it's okay. If you ever want to come watch a reaction with us, I usually do them on stream. All my ads are under here. But let's continue.
I'm the next step, waiting in the wings. I'm an animal trapped in your heart car. I am all the days that you choose to ignore. You are all I need. You're all I need. I'm in the middle of your picture.
Oh, what's up, Jacob? I don't know if you're still in here, but if you are, what's up, gang?
I am a mom who just wants to share your life. I'm just an insect
Okay, cool. What's up, gang?
trying to get out.
Sorry, Radiohead fans. I'll keep it playing. I just went back on stream for those that are on YouTube. I wasn't sure if you're still in here because you were on before I ended stream, and then you came in, I ended stream, and I was like, damn, I'll go back on because that's my boy right there. I just ended because nobody was on for a while, so I was like, I might as well be off stream. But I appreciate you coming through. Radiohead fans will keep the song playing, but I just had to acknowledge that.
I'm still
No, man. I hope you're doing good though.
because there are no
Hey, what's up, man? You good, bro?
You're all I need.
That's just my lesson. Don't be impatient. Trust the process.
I'm in the middle of your picture.
Appreciate you saying what up to you too.
Lying in the rain.
beautiful. Another beautiful record. And it's like crazy because these records going for how long was that? Like 3 minutes. And then when I look at the lyrics, it's so short. But it's like something about the way they sing. But there's also a lot of instrumentation in it, so that's probably why. But let's see what he was talking about on this one. I like his the instrumentation. I like his vocal performance too. In the fall of 2005, Radiohead had already been working on new music for their new LP. On September 30th, they posted a photograph on their blog, Dead Air Space, revealing a blackboard listing close to 40 new titles with that the band had been rehearsing. While All I Need appeared among those songs of composition, it was not included on a second blackboard listing. The 16 titles they had prepared for their upcoming tour to road test the new material that would ultimately comprise In Rainbows. The band performed All I Need for the first time on June 20th, 2006 at the Auditorium Theater in Chicago after more than a month of touring. That's tight. So subsequent performances saw minor variations to Tom's verses, demonstrating that the song's lyrics were still being perfected, right? They're just working on it from show to show. To suggest that the opening lyrics, I'm in the next act, waiting in the final wings, comes from a very literal place. A more graceful approach to the subject of unworthiness and unrequited love, which the band so famously explored on their breakout hit, I'm a Creep. Shout out to Creep. All I Need finds this narrator lamenting over his inability to attain or escape his beloved to whom he is relentlessly devoted. My boy seemed like he was sick on this album. He said lamenting over his inability to attain or escape. Damn, boy, you good? Where Creep was distinguished by bursts of intensity throughout, All I Need is more of a slow burn. The general softness of the arrangement in the stark contrast to the emotional thrust of York's lyrics. Swelling, beautiful outro in which Tom belts out, "It's all wrong, it's all right," serves as the track's emotional release, as if the narrator is cathartically dispelling all his feelings that had imprisoned him for so long. My boy was sick. He was trying to... Shorty had him sick. Crying, screaming, throwing up. I hope he feeling better, gang. I know this was like, what was this, 07? Yeah, I know this was 07, but I hope you feeling better, twin. Let's go on to the next record, though. This next record is Faust Art. That's cool how they were like performing it as they were working on it, too.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. It's on again, off again, on again. Watch me fall like dominoes in pretty patterns. Fingers in the blackbird pie. I'm tingling, tingling, tingling. It's what you feel now, what you ought to. Reasonable, sensible. There from the neck up. I guess I'm stuck. Without you had it, even now.
This one's really pretty.
For no real reason, squeeze the tubes and empty bottles. I take a bow. It's what you feel now, what you ought to. The elephant that's in the room is tumbling. Duplicate and triplicate and plastic bags and duplicate and triplicate. There from the neck up, I guess I'm stuck. Without your head in even now. Exactly where do you get up?
Lyrics maybe not so pretty.
I love you, but enough is enough. And I stop. There's no real reason.
Nice. Now we're listening to this Radiohead album, and then after that we on whatever we want. I just had to do a couple of reactions for YouTube. Yo, really, really pretty record. I was looking at the lyrics as he was singing. Doesn't sound like the lyrics are necessarily pretty, but I like what was going on here. Yeah, this is one of Radiohead's most respected albums, if they're not most respected, next to OK Computer. You got some good news today? Hey, what's the good news, twin? But yeah, I'm going to read the about for the people who want to know what he was talking about. I definitely want to know what he was talking about because I'm like, hold on. The track's title, Faust Art, combines the name Faust, sometimes spelled Faustus, a man who sold his soul to the devil for happiness and almost unlimited power. See, I knew it was something crazy going on here. And Jean/Hans Arp, a French sculptor. Okay, word. Regarding the legend of Faustus, the second part begins with the spirits of the earth forgiving Faust and the rest of mankind and progresses into rich allegorical poetry. Faust and his devil pass through the world of politics and the world of classic gods and meet with Helen of Troy, the personification of beauty. Finally, having succeeded in taming the very forces of war in nature, Faust experiences a single moment of happiness. Snaps. Holy shit, though. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was like darker than that, even though that's pretty dark. But I thought it was darker than that. But that's really crazy how they went about it. I'm gonna send you the screenshot on IG. Okay, bet. How you doing tonight? I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? We on the reaction. We with the evolution. I'm excited to just be cooling with y'all and chop it up with y'all after this reaction. We got about like 4 more songs, and then we can just chill until we all get tired or whatever. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Let's go on to the next record, and I'll check that while this next record plays. But Radiohead fans, just know I'm still tapped in. I'm just gonna check this really quickly. Whoa. Yo, T, that's turn, gang. Not gonna lie, that's turn. Congrats. That's super sick. I can't stop the song because we're on YouTube, but we'll talk about it some more after. Hey, nah, you lit, Tony. Facts. Biggest of moves. Nice vocals. Facts. Sing so good. Whoa. Got a little bridge up in here.
Because we separate ripples on a blank
I'm crying. That part was hard. I think this is my favorite one so far. Wow, that one felt like a more emotional one. I definitely gotta look into the lyrics more because like I don't feel like they're a band where I could just take what they're saying at surface value because like I feel like there's always more to it. So shout out to the people who do annotations because otherwise I wouldn't have known. Jay, you got me quiet. Reckoner was an early working title for the album before it was titled In Rainbows. The album does take its title from the song lyrics because we separate like ripples on a blank shore and rainbows. Right, that bridge part that I really liked. An earlier, much different song titled Reckoner was played live in '01, later released as Feeling Apart by Horses. Guitarist Johnny Greenwood was asked in an interview with Mojo Magazine, January '08, if he was aware that In Rainbows was a remarkable record. He replied, well, we spent more time on it than we should have done, and you go a bit mental after a while. You listen to something like Reckoner and think, maybe this is just a bad breakbeat. Now I can hear what's good about it. People around us were telling us it was really good, but what do they know? What do we know? He had later in the interview, it was when we recorded Reckoner that we felt we first got something special on tape. The song has presented a similar thing to the song called Present Tense. I don't know their song Present Tense, but we do not need to go through that necessarily right now. Still didn't really say too much what it was about, but we can go through some of these annotations. We'll go through the verse 1, 2, and 3 in the chorus, and then we'll see what's here. So verse 1, they said, the phrase is often about wealth. You can't take it with you. Oh, well, I guess they separated, actually. We'll start with Reckoner. Reckoner, the narrator is calling the subject of the song a reckoner, possibly an insult, or statement is possibly a reference to an illusion. Go this Faust, which is also referenced in a Faust ARP and videotape. Oh, right, the story of Faust. The one where, they were telling us about the guy who sold his soul for everything he wanted and stuff like that. This is referenced in much of the songs would be much different than Lovesick theme songs that mostly make up the album. Singer Tom York is Faust. He's singing to Reckoner, which is the devil, Gretchen, and humanity. Damn, son. Phrase off. You can't take it with you. Phrase about wealth. Understandable. There's more to it, but if we don't need to read the whole thing, then we can understand. He's asking for your pleasure. A reference to a Bible story. Okay. So more on basically like the Faust theme. Okay. I see. Basically like an expansion on the Faust song that I liked. The focus here is on what separate, because we separate like ripples on a blank shore. I do want to know what they meant by that. The focus here is on what separates and unites us. Waves on a shore or colors in a rainbow are all distinct from one another, but blend into one another gradually. We separate, but we're still connected in ways we cannot perceive. Oh, I like that. That's tight. That's like the idea of oneness. Similar contemplation, but a different conclusion found in where I end and you begin from Hell to the Thief, Radiohead's preceding album. There's a gap in between. There's a gap where we meet and where I end and you begin. This version is more hopeful. I see. Take me with you, dedicated to all human beings. Word. Okay, bet. Okay. Just a more expansion on that story. But just a little different. Little lighter tone. Especially with the idea of oneness and everything. But that's cool. Definitely really like that one. Let me go back to the Genius annotations. And then let's finish this album. We got 3 more songs left. This next one is House of Cards. T might have dipped out, but she'll probably be back. But Jacob, I got good news after the reaction. I just wanna be your lover. No matter how it ends, no matter how it starts. I mean, it's my good news, but good news for you, yes, to tell you about the conversation we were having the other day. Forget about your house of cards, and now they're mine. Yes, sir, Steve. know it's green bean.
Fall off the table, get swept on.
This is an interesting song. Structurally, this is like different. I don't know. Can't really describe it yet. I gotta hear it a few more times.
Infrastructure will collapse.
Damn.
Voltage spikes. Throw your keys in the bowl. Kiss your heart's blown goodnight. And forget about your house of cards and I'll do mine. Forget about your house of cards and I'll do mine. Fall off the table, get swept on me.
That boy sing. He be singing. I like this. I'm like this one. Wow. That was different, bro. It was like entrancing. Like, I almost want to say mystical, but that's not even the word. It was just like, I think entrancing is a better word. But definitely sounded like he was speaking to somebody. And it's cool hearing his vocal range because the first song that most of us, unless you are, you were always around for Radiohead, but the first song most of us heard is Creep. And when you hear Creep, you do hear that one part where he does the high note. She's running off. But besides that, you don't really hear it. So I thought that he mostly sings in that lower tone, but he low key sings in that high a lot, but he's really good at it. Let's see what the song was directly talking about. The song is certainly about a man that loves a girl that's in a relationship. He wants to be her lover. He talks about a house of cards, which means a insubstantial or insecure situation or scheme. Yo, my boy was sick on this album, bro. You good, bud? You good? Nah, bro was not good. And what he means is that her marriage is unstable and prone to fail. Well, damn. There's also a reference to key parties where swinger couples have all the ladies put their keys in a bowl, and the man would fish through, pick a set of keys, and go home with the woman whose keys they ended up with. They could have left that part out of it. Didn't need to know that. Could have lived my life without knowing that. let's just keep going though. But I like that song though, and I like the first half of it. You can keep the last part though. That ain't my swag, but hey man, do y'all. No judgment here, man. Live your life. Let's go into the next record. This next one is Jigsaw Falling Into Place.
Just as they play your favorite song as your body disappears. No one will wind up like a spring before you had too much. Come back and focus again. The walls have been in shape. They got a Cheshire cat grin, all blurring into one. This place is on a mission before the night out. Before the animal noises closer get cameras. Before you come at all. Between the notes, the beat goes round and round. The beat goes round and round. Never really got there. I just pretended that I wasn't blowing instruments. As I set up shotguns, come on and let it out. Come on and let it out. Come on, let it out. Come on and let it out.
Hey, I fuck with this one. That's alright, he said it. Jigsaw falling into place. Alright, son. I actually fuck with that heavy. That one was super tight. That's definitely new fave. Along with the other one that was a little slower tone. That was like the up tempo fave. Let's hear what this one is about. Tom York and his close friend Adam Buxton, who directed the video for a song. Oh, we gotta check out the video. I don't know if I can react to Radiohead videos. If I can, I'm definitely down. If y'all want to see that, let me know in the comments. I stated in interviews that Jigsaw Falling Into Place is based on the messy, drunken nights out on the band fondly remember, particularly from the university days. However, it is not 100% autobiographical, as Tom stated in an NME interview in December 2007. I would never say it was personal because it's always a set of observations. Jigsaw Falling into Place says much about the fact I used to live in the center of Oxford and used to go out occasionally and witness the chaos of a weekend around here. But it's also a lot about a lot of different experiences. Personally, I was really surprised that it's going to be the single. The lyrics are quite caustic. What that mean? What that mean? Hold on. I don't know what that mean. Let me look that up because I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna front as if I know. Okay, so like sarcastic. Okay, word. The idea of before you're comatose or whatever, drinking yourself and getting effed up to forget. But when you're part of a group of a group of people who are all trying to forget and in mass, it is partly this elation, but there's a much darker side. Writer Josh Tyrangio described the song as a journey through flirtation, consummation, and regret that gets about as close as you can to summing up a doomed relationship in 4 minutes. Yeah. The song moves through the club and catches the eye of a stranger before it all kicks off. When it first played in '06, it was known as Open Pick. It was released the next year in the album In Rainbows, and then as a single in early '08, reached number 69 in the US Mono Rock charts, number 30 UK singles chart. Very sick. It's crazy too because it did sound like a really fun record, so I could see it being like not necessarily autobiographical, but like still and almost in the sense that these are things that you've seen around you. So I can understand that. Very cool song. I think we got a couple more left, and then that'll be the album. But let's see. Yeah, we got literally two more. This next one is... Oh, no, sorry. We got one more. My bad. This next one's Videotape.
When I'm at the pearly gates, this'll be on my videotape,
Right.
And Mephistopheles is just beneath, and is reaching up to grab me. This is one for the good days, and I have it all here in red, blue, green, and red, blue, green. You are my center when I spin away out of control on videotape,
Nice layers. This is my way out saying goodbye, 'cause I can do it face to face, so talking to you before, no matter what happens now, you shouldn't be afraid, 'cause I know today has been the most perfect day out. That percussion is crazy. It's like an echo drum, like a delay on the drum or something. Pretty crazy. adds a texture to the song.
Be clear, man.
Be clear. Word to Funk Flex. Alright, is it time for the freestyle? Alright, listen. Baby, I miss you. I wanna be with you. We should've made an issue, but instead we made an issue. I'm icy like a igloo, and I do never get you, and I would never risk you. I'm Genie, man, I wish you. Let me chill. My fault, Radiohead fans. I was serious the whole reaction. Let me be silly at the end. Alright, listen, man. Sorry, I had to let it, had to be dramatic. Really good. Really, really good album. Now, is this like a project where a lot of these songs are going to go on my playlist? Probably not. But I like to judge albums for what they were attempting to do and how well that they did that. So for that reason, I really like this album. And I enjoyed what was going on here, the concepts, the different like structures of the song. I always find rock music really inspiring as a hip hop / kind of R&B-ish producer. Because I feel like there's a lot of things that they do that I wouldn't necessarily. I did not forget. We need to read the about this. So I'll read the about, then I'll say my final thoughts, and then that'll be the reaction. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for real. Also, I need to acknowledge this too. On the video, we hit our first 1,000 subscribers, which is a big deal to me. So don't think that it's not a big deal because I haven't said it in the video. I actually made a post on YouTube, but I forgot everybody can't see the post because some people are watching it on their computer or not on their computer, on like their TV and stuff like that. So it doesn't show the post. But thank you guys so much for, being here. I really appreciate y'all. But let's read this about. I'll say my final thoughts and then that'll be that. In September 2005, Videotape was one of many In Rainbow era songs listed on a blackboard and a photograph posted to the band's blog, Dead Airspace. In 2006, the band shared a second image of a blackboard this time. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I clicked the wrong one. Hold on. That's the other one we already read. Let's go to Videotape. I'm like, hold on, wait. We read this. Oh, no, we didn't. We're good. All right. Sorry. I thought I read the wrong one, but I didn't. It was a different one because they did that with another song too where they had it on the board and then they ended up using it. Anyways, once again, Videotape was featured among In Rainbows tracks like Reckoners, Body Snatcher, in addition to Morning Mr. Magpie, Burn the Witch. The following month, Tom shared the song's first verse, Dead Airspace, a gesture that elevated fans' already high expectation for Radiohead's forthcoming material. On May 18th, 2006, the band opened their set at London's Hammersmith Apollo with the first ever performance of Videotape. Fans who attended at the show. All right, we don't need to read all that. I'm trying to really read the like what they're talking about more so than just necessarily the history, because they wrote like hella shit about the history. I'm like, hold on, I'm just trying to read what the song's about necessarily. But in 2007 interview, Tom York describes the lengthy process the band devoted to perfecting the song as an example of band's methodology during the recording sessions for In Rainbows. We'd have these days where we were having big breakthroughs and suddenly no. Videotape to me was a big breakthrough. We tried everything on it. One day I came in and decided it was going to be like a fast post, like a forward to the floor thing, and everything was going to be built from that. We do all the stuff at it, but then a couple months later I went out and came back, and Johnny and producer Nigel Godrich had stripped it back, has this bare bones feeling, which is amazing. That's cool too when artists and producers collab and then like you have producers come in and elevate your record. I think that's the coolest thing. Like I want to start working with more producers for that same reason. When the band revealed In Rainbows to the world in October 2007, fans who were familiar with the song's original arrangement were shocked by the stripped back final recording. The debate over which is the superior version still continues. The 2006 version takes a more conventional approach to the subject matter by using the building propulsive arrangement to elaborate on the song's powerful sentiment. The studio recording takes a vulnerable, bare bones approach, using the drum track to mimic the sound of a length of film or tape spinning off its reel. Fire, son. Listen, man, that's the end of the album reaction. Again, very cool. I see why this is a respected album. Another thing too, the fact that I can find things in 26 and this came out in 07, that's really fire because They were doing this before everything was like super duper advanced like it is now. They did have, I think, like Pro Tools and stuff like that, but it wasn't as good as everything is now. So very impressive. I think if I heard this album then, I would have even appreciated it more just for hearing what was around and landscape in the time. However, very, very dope. Thank y'all for watching this reaction. Let me know if I should react to any more Radiohead or any other bands that you guys may like. If you like this reaction, definitely let me know what you think about this album, your experience with this album, or anything you want to share. We are on Twitch. This is my boy Jacob. We on the Twitch right now. So if you ever want to come chill with us for a reaction, we would love to have you. Other than that, I hope you have a good day or night. And no matter what you do in this life, make sure that you
Keep evolving.
Thank you guys. Peace.